And I wrote it, I took some notes early this morning at 3 o'clock, and usually at 3 o'clock he sleeps anyway. Above all, Australia is bound to open itself increasingly to the outside world. Can sympathy only for a biased Armenian stand be an integral part of such an opening? No. To what extent is Australia still a Western country? If still so, to a considerable extent, can the involvement in Armenian views be more than those of Britain, which officially announced that traumas occurred in both the Armenian and the Muslim communities, Britain announcing that, but none fall within the Genocide Convention of 1948. Australia cannot take a stand out of touch with the whole of Asia, the Pacific, and even with Britain. Why should the Australian decision makers be expected to succumb to the unfair pressure of organized Armenian minority groups, whereas the public of this country needs, for their own problems, to embrace the whole world? Australia cannot. And it's very difficult to make prophecies in international relations, but still cannot and will not limit itself with such a minor and slanted role. Even the United Kingdom, still a world power, no longer has the importance for Australia that it once did. Australia is discussing the possibilities of becoming a republic. Can this role now be taken over by the terribly slanted views of some Armenian pressure groups here and there? No, certainly not. Australia developed during the 19th century as a series of British colonies. Can anyone imagine the Australia of the future becoming a, so to speak, prisoner of extreme Armenian views, not shared even by all the rank and file Armenians in this country? What kind of an expansion would that be if this small Armenian republic in the Caucasus exerts such a magnified influence on the whole of this continent? Even to imagine such a possibility is unrealistic to the core. Past Australian leadership announced that they will support the mother country, that is Britain, to the last man and our last shilling. Fine. One-sided Armenian views are certainly far removed from such an objective. Australia's international circumstances are changing continuously. They are changing for everyone, not only for Australia, but Australia as well. Even Japan or Russia are no longer military threats. Japan is now taking close to 30% of Australia's exports. And Britain taking about 5.5%. Turkey was never a threat in any way to Australia, neither in World War I or now. But we fought with you, shoulder to shoulder in Korea, and your soldiers went even to Vietnam, where we didn't go, but so many patriotic Australians demonstrated in due course against the Vietnam War, so did many Americans. Prominent Australian leaders such as former Prime Ministers Gareth Evans and Bruce Grant described their country's objectives as first, security, second, prosperity, and third, a good name for Australia. Slanted and biased views cannot serve any one of these legitimate goals, which were themselves hard-won. Even the policy of the Howard government to reinvigorate the Australian-American relationship after 1996 was difficult to achieve in the light of the radically changing international circumstances. How can the whole continent and its diverse peoples here unite as if becoming prisoners within the narrow confines of the minds of Madam Bishop and Mr. Archer and the like? Not a chance. And I've certainly met very intelligent, fair-minded, good intellectuals in this country during my short stay here. And I'm sure that they will not identify Australian values with slanted Armenian values, not the whole of Armenian values, but the values that they are proposing in relation to our relations in 1915 and 16. Now, all of us have to be multilateralists in matters of global warming, pressing water shortage, rising food prices, global health issues, urgent population problems, dwindling energy resources, expanding illicit drug trafficking, terrorism of all sorts, amongst other things. Amidst of all those problems, all universal, urgent and demanding collective remedies, can we, as Church, Australians or Armenians, afford to pick up propagated unilateralist one set of arguments and adopt them, making it a public policy wholesale? Such imbalance is contrary to historical facts. It is injustice, it undermines logic, and jeopardizes our future. Do you want to be fair? Do they want to be fair? Be fair to the Turks as well. At least hear them as well. Open your pages to their views if need be. Thank you.
Yazıp da soru cevap şeklinde sorularınız varsa isterseniz devam edelim. Vaktimiz kısıtlı. Arzu ederseniz sözlü de sorabilirsiniz. Profesör Ataöv devam etmek istiyor ama ara verirsek çok çabuk geri dönmemiz gerekiyor. Buradaki vaktimiz oldu. Sorularınız varsa davet edebilirim. Burada yazıp sunabiliriz Profesör Ataöv'e.
Don't tell me that I've convinced everyone.